Hello friends, let me go take this off the screen. It's good to see all of you. And by see all of you, I mean like hear your names in Twitch chat. It's going to be a really fun one today. We've got an hour. In case you don't already know who I am, I'm Jacqueline. Previously from Major League Hacking and also secretly sometimes still. But Jacqueline from Autocode, I am so excited to be with you today. Give me a yeet in chat if you can hear me, because everything has been breaking today, because that's just how hackathons are. But it's so good to see all of you. I'm seeing names which I recognize from our last stream, which is really good to see. And it really is great to see every single one of you. So I'm here to tell you a bit more about Autocode. In case you missed our first stream, don't worry. There is a nice little VOD on Twitch. But we basically showed you the basics of building a Discord bot. So I'm going to kind of go into this stream, presuming you've kind of been there, done that a little bit. If you haven't been, don't worry. What I would recommend is, just watch this stream, take it as you can. So there's going to be some things, if you missed the first one, which you can definitely still do, but might need a little bit more context. So, let's go on a stream. And then if you get a little bit stuck at any time, do not worry, because you can go watch the second one, or the first stream even, second, and watch it later. Apparently, it took forever last night to connect your Autocode bot to Discord. Well, hopefully we can give you some tips today, which will actually show you how to do it a lot quicker, friend. But I'm really glad you managed to get connected. It's always fun to build really cool things. So let me go and share my screen and let me talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing today. Because actually, Straight Rogue, I think what we're going to be talking about is going to be right up your alley. Because this is our bot, which we were working on. As your browser, you had to switch to Chrome, I see. Well, this is our bot, which we were working on. You might recognize that you've got blahage and exclamation mark challenges and all of that scraping stuff we did, as well as our rickroll command. If you missed that, these are just simple Discord prefix commands, which when we basically send some data into our Discord channel. So for example, I can use exclamation mark challenges and it'll actually give us our challenges, and we're sending check-in link in just a second. Well, today I wanted to kind of show you how to go to the next level, because you might be building Discord bots and just making them send messages is cool, but I want to show you how to make your Discord bots do really cool things which you've never been able to dream of. So before Matt goes and yeets me, if you want to go check in, it's really simple. All you want to do is head over to globalhackweek.mlh.io. You then want to wait for it to load, or it's share, and then click these little icons, and you want to go and find our schedule. And I'll paste the link in chat in just a second. And if we search for Autocode, you'll see that there is this Autocode stream, and this is what you want to go check into. So head over to the link that is now going to appear in chat, Bazinga. And once you're there, go log in to your account. If you're at this point, you probably already have an MLH account, which you're using Global Hack Week. So I'll go log in as me. And now I am signed in. All I need to do is hit register and check in. And I literally just earned a point. That was like the easiest point I have ever earned. So Bazinga, what is Bazinga? Bazinga is the best catchphrase ever since the word blahage became a thing. And if you thought blahage wasn't here, by the way, friends, blahage is very much here. In fact, we're going to be using some blahage powers today to make things go well. So yeah, Bazinga is a lifestyle. Rosendo gets it. Rosendo is one of the friends behind the scenes doing magical things. Yeah, blahage is here already. Don't worry. Like, I wouldn't let him not come along. Like, he's our friend. Okay, so let me talk about what we're going to be doing today. We're going to go and get some functionality added to our Discord bot. But rather than building it all ourselves from scratch, I'm going to show you some magic, and it's called apps and snippets. And snippets are pieces of code that you can basically include in your Autocode project, and it will automatically do cool stuff. So by the end of this stream, I want to have added new features to our Discord bot, but I'm going to use some of your ideas for inspiration on that, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to go into your browser, and I want you to go to autocode.com. It's going to take you, if you're logged in, to a page that looks like this. If it doesn't take you to a page that looks like this, it just means you logged out. Go create an account. It's not a problem at all. And hello, Brad. How are you doing today? It's great to see you again. And when you're here, I want you to go and click this explore button and then snippets. I'll paste this link directly in chat for you. Because today, we're going to be adding this extra functionality to our Discord bot. And you might see there is a lot of stuff we can add here. Because, I don't know how to build everything of Discord bots. And part of my job is to build Discord bots. But this is why snippets are really cool. And I think this top snippet would be a great thing for us all to start on. Because a lot of what we did yesterday is we went and just built commands. And if you want to build a really cool and successful Discord bot, it needs to have more than just some basic commands. And I think a great first step for us to add would be the ability to go and set a bot's status. Yeah, learning is never ending. Exactly. You can never know everything in the entire world. And like at the end of the day, the only person or shark who knows everything is Blahaj. So like it is what it is. So I'm going to show you how you can use a snippet to, in like just a couple of seconds, add new features. So I want my bot to have a custom status. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the snippet, then I'm going to click add to project. And then I already have an existing project. We actually built a project the other day. It's called Global Hack Week Discord bot. Yours might be called something else. That is completely fine. And believe it or not, if I click add to project, I have just added a custom feature to a Discord bot without having to write a single line of code. And the reason why this is really cool is because someone else in the Autocode community has written this code for us, which means we don't have to write it again and again. Think of it as like open source, because it is open source code that you in your project. So you'll see there, if I kind of go off this and I just go to, well, it'll be hiding in here somewhere. Yeah, here we go, in this main.js. I now have an endpoint. So this is an API endpoint. If you've worked with APIs, you'll know this. That lets me go and set my bot status. So let me just show you where you see this. You see here it says Sir Bobblebot. We could go and put some text under it. And to show you how easy it is to do that, let's make it so, Sir Bobblebot is going to be watching, and Sir Bobblebot is going to be watching Blahaj, because who doesn't want to be watching Blahaj? Okay? Now, if I run this code, Autocode is going to go and run this code, and it already knows to run it on our Discord bot, because remember, we've already connected it in our first workshop. If you missed our first workshop though, basically, when you include this code in a project, you just need to go and click one link, and then you can link it. And now, Sir Bobblebot, which is the name of my Discord bot, is watching Blahaj. Yeah, it is literally that easy to add new features to your Discord project, even if, you have never built something before. I didn't need to know how to go and write the code to go and change my bot status because, someone has already written that. And I think this is one thing I do want to talk about a little bit, actually. As you're programming this week, don't feel like you have to write every single piece of code from scratch because there's a lot of code to write. It is completely fine to go and use, the resources that other people have built to do really, really cool things. And I think this is a really good example of it. Okay, so we've done that. I'm curious, chat. Obviously, other than adding Blahaj-themed features, because we will absolutely be doing that, is there any other features that we think we should add to this really cool Discord bot? Because I am going to add whatever you suggest, as long as it's available as a snippet. And this is just to prove that I have not planned this. I'm doing this live, and I know that we can do really cool things with these, so I want to make it your decision what we add. Hello, Nathan, how are you doing? Minecraft seed generator, sending gifts. Sending gifts is actually really easy. You might remember we have an !Ryan command, which sends a photo of Ryan to your Discord server. It's as easy as to send a GIF. All you gotta do is rather than putting in, if we go to here, this is our Ryan command. Well, you'll see here we send a URL for an image. If we just send a URL for a GIF, it'll actually be animated automatically, which is really, really cool. Timetable of the day, so the schedule of a day at Local Hack Day or Global Hack Week even, we could definitely add that in a bit. I suspect that's not going to exist as a snippet, but we could use snippets to learn. A to-do list, for sure. Can you show how to count the numbers of members in the bot? Do you mean the numbers of members in the Discord server? I don't know if we've got a snippet for that, but let's go and have a look. We'll head back onto the Autocode snippet page. So it's autocode.com/snippet, I believe. Let's go and have a look, see if we can find a way of doing that. So number of members, maybe? I know someone did publish this recently, I think. Ah, here we go. It's a prefix command that returns the number of members and bots in your server. That sounds perfect. So let's go and add that right now. So it's !member count. Okay, let's click this. Yuval, can you make a music bot? Really, really good question. We actually have a full guide on how to build a music bot. Now, the thing is, building a music bot takes a long time. And in the space of this stream, I don't have time. But if you head over to youtube.com/autocodetv, I'll go link that in a chat. We actually have an entire series on how to build a music bot. So you can check that out, and that'll give you everything you need to know. Okay, so I was asked by Jay to go and count the members of our server, okay? We've got some code to do that, and the command to do it is !member count. So let's go and check it. There's not very many people in this server, so member count. Okay, let's see. There are currently 5 users and bots. So there we go, Jay. You can definitely do that using snippets, and we did that pretty quickly. Now, one thing I do want to show you is this is a slightly old snippet. So if you see something use message.create, and then check what it starts with, that's going to use up a lot of requests, because this means that Discord has to send data to Autocode every single time that anyone sends a message on a server. So a trick I would do is, if you ever see this, what you should do is you should change this to message.create.prefix, and then you just want to change the prefix to be whatever is in starts with. So in this case, member count. And then all you got to do then, just hit yes, is just delete this first line. And then down here, there'll be a little kind of curly bracket, and then just hit save. And it's literally that easy. And by doing that, basically, it means that you can use Autocode's free plan for like way more stuff. So basically, that's how you save money rather than like giving Autocode a ton of money. So like, there's a little trick, and it'll still work. I'll just prove it. If I still do member count, it will still, in theory. Yep, there you go. Send a message to our server with our members. It was really easy. I entirely agree. And Straight Rogue is going to go and have a go at building a music bot. That's so exciting. Someone asked me to build a game bot. So I'm going to do something cooler than that, because game bots are cool, and like building an entire game in Discord is like cool and all. But I want to show you something even cooler. Did you know that you can actually connect your Minecraft servers and various other game servers to Discord using just a couple of lines of code? In fact, it's less than 20 lines of code, so I can show you that in a second. A really good question from Yuval, though, is can the prefix only be exclamation? No, the prefix can be anything at all. I just use exclamation because it's what a lot of people do, but your prefix could just be a shark emoji. Like, it can literally be anything at all. I mean, Blahaj would be a huge fan of that. Okay, so let me show you that little trick I was talking about and how we can go and connect to games. Because a lot of people at Global Hack Week, like to play games in their downtime. And I actually wrote a snippet, because anyone can write a snippet. I wrote one myself. And what it does is it actually lets you go and spawn Minecraft creepers on a Minecraft server on top of people. But the way it works is it actually uses Twitch. So we actually support Twitch chat as well. We don't just support like Discord chat, we support all sorts of different events. So this is an example of a Twitch one, but I'm going to show you if you find something that works for Twitch, you can also still adapt it to work on Discord. So I'll show you how. I'll add this to my project. While I'm doing that though, this is a really bit of good insight from J Rain, is that you can't use @ as a prefix. And there's actually a really good reason for this. And that is because if you're using @, Discord will actually automatically replace it with the tag, which is not what we want. So you'll see this little problem when we try and connect something that requires Twitch. It's going to say, please link a resource, and it's not going to let you go and include the snippet. Now, I already have a Discord server, sorry, a Twitch server set up for Autocode, but actually, let's go back. Let me show you, you can actually see the code, and we can just copy paste this in. So let's do that right now. Let's go and select all of this code here, and let's connect our Discord bot to a game, because that'll be fun. And yes, Smart Mind is very smart. That is completely correct. And hey, Shivadip, how are you doing? So let's go and include this code, which I just stole from myself, but it's completely okay. You can steal code. It's like not actually theft, because it's all open source. And let's go and include this inside my bot. So in case you missed the other day on how to make a prefix command, it's as simple as clicking up here and then saying new script or webhook. So you'll see that when you hover over. And then the way Autocode works is you can choose your code, which you write here. When you hit save, by the way, it's automatically hosted. You don't have to worry about like spinning up hosting. It get hosted for completely free. Now, what you want to do is you want to click here, and you can choose what causes your code to run. Now, there's all sorts of things. You can actually link to Discord or to GitHub and Google Calendar, to your own endpoint, Microsoft Teams if you're feeling like really bad about yourself. You can also schedule things. So say at midnight every day something happens. We use that on the Autocode server. We actually support Twilio as well if you're doing cool stuff with Twilio. So there's a little trick. But we want to build a Discord prefix command. So message.create.prefix. But no, let's build a / command because I've not shown you how to do them yet. So if we do command, and don't worry if you can't follow along in real time. All I'm doing is showing cool things that people are suggesting. And then you can kind of play this back slower if you ever want to. I just want to show you some cool stuff. So I think our command is going to be /creeper. You don't need to put a slash. And when I use /creeper, I want all of this code to run. And a great question while that just gets set up is, can you make a Discord repo? The answer is yes. You can actually right click here and download project. And you can just manually upload to GitHub. So that's the easy way. The slightly more complex way is Autocode actually does have a CLI. So you can like pull things locally. And then at that point, you can handle it all through Git as well. Now that is a pretty advanced thing to do using Autocode. The vast majority of people who use Autocode don't do that because we have our own kind of rollback system if things get broken. But it's worth knowing that you do have the ability to do that. We're not really going to dive into that because it could be its own live stream in itself. It's pretty confusing. And Matt was going to make something in Teams. You're wild, friend. Okay. Anyway, let me just change one thing here. Instead of sending the person's Twitch display name, I need to go and send their username or their display name, their nickname from Discord. So that's going to be a little bit different. Now, context.params.event in Autocode is something that you should really all know about. Context.params.event contains the data which is being sent with this event trigger. So if you're running a Discord command, for example, you'll actually automatically get sent the person's display name, the person's Discord roles, all of that fun stuff. So you don't actually have to make your own like API calls to go and get that data. So that's another way which Autocode makes your life a lot easier. Can we show all the commands of a bot through a single command? Yuval, that's a very good question. We could absolutely build a help command. I don't think there's a way of automatically getting a list, but Matt is like an absolute pro and will probably be able to correct me. And here's another great question from SmartMind. Can bots have a calling feature which will initiate a Discord call? So Discord bots, generally most libraries, Autocodes included, don't necessarily support calling. That's because there's various restrictions that make it difficult to do that. Autocode, on the other hand, does support Discord voice channels. So you can like actually play rickrolls like in voice channels, like music and stuff, and do stuff like that. So voice channels on a server, yes, but voice calls are a little bit more difficult. I'm sure there is probably a way to manually code it, but it's not like support. Matt knows a way of getting a list, but it's only for slash commands. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Okay, so we've built this, and I've gone and set this all up. It goes and basically, this code I wrote the other day goes and connects to a server, a Minecraft server, runs the command, and does some magic. But one thing you might notice is this command requires some environment variables, host, port, and password. And so I just want to call this out to people. If you are including snippets or using snippets, or even building your own stuff, you're going to need to go and include environment variables if you want to go and store your host name, your password, anything that, is going to be customizable. Rather than putting it in code, a really good best practice to follow, and this applies not just to Autocode projects, but it applies to projects more generally, you should go and store environment variables. So I'm going to show you how to do that in a sec, but just a really, really good question here. It's not a silly question at all. How is this different? It's different because I'm not just making a bot from scratch, friend. What I'm doing is I'm showing you how to go and get code which is already open source and include it, but also how to do like much more advanced things. So last stream, we just went and sent messages into Discord. This stream, we're updating, what they're called, little statuses, that's what I'm looking for. But also we're connecting to other services such as, a Minecraft server, and we'll probably do some more stuff. So it's basically giving people a space if they have questions on can Autocode do this or how do I build this, just get them answered. But also like a chance for me to go and show you some really, really cool features you might not be aware of. So yeah, great question there though. MS Teams, if it's not on live, might just be in beta, friend. That might be why. But what I can do is I can go and create an environment variable down here where it says one secret, and I need to create 3 host, port, and password. So let me do that now. And this is what tells my snippet where I want to go and send my data to. Now, obviously, password. You're always going to have, a slightly different set of environment variables which your bot's going to need. But it is really worth thinking, like if you're enjoying building a Discord bot here at Global Hack Week and you think you're going to take things to the next level, which I really recommend. I think it's always cool to kind of go one step further. You want to think, how can I grow my server with this? Or how can I grow my bots? What pieces do I need? A great question from SmartMind though here is that if we use open source code for using our projects, and I'm presuming that you're talking about Global Hack Week here, can someone claim plagiarism? No. If it's on Autocode, it is licensed, like if it's available as a snippet, it's open source. It's licensed so anyone is welcome to use it. So you're allowed to go and include snippets in your bot. You're allowed to still monetize your bot. It's not an issue whatsoever. If you're able to get it as a snippet or an app on the Autocode website, it is available for you to use whatever you need to use it for. Yuval, this is a great question, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Tab says, can it store people's points? What do you mean by points, friends? Okay, so I've gone and created a slash command here, slash creeper. One little trick to know is Discord is a little bit finicky with slash commands. And if you are going to go and make slash commands, you're going to want to go and register it too. And to do that, you need to head over to omg.ac/command. And then once you're there, just follow this link through. The TLDR is Discord. When you make your command like this using the command event on Autocode, you're just telling Autocode the command, when the command happens to go and call it. Discord doesn't know the command exists though. So it's worth using the link I just put in chat to go and, add your command. So I'm going to build my command here. I'm going to say add command. It's going to be /creeper. It's going to be spawn a creeper on someone's head. And yeah, this looks good to me. Now you can actually view the code which is generated here and just copy paste that into your project, or you can actually just hit save and Autocode will automatically do it for you. So it's up to you. Yeah, SmartMind is correct in a sense that by default, your like anything you have will work in any channel, but there is ways to kind of make that not the case. I'm going to show you some of those ways in a second. But I want to just prove a point. I've been talking to you and I've been explaining things in about 10 minutes. I just connected Autocode and a Discord server to a game. Like, it really literally is that simple. When I'm sitting here being like, oh, it's easy, I don't mean for like people who've built like a million gazillion things before, because I've not, and Blahaj has not. Blahaj, have you ever built a game? I think that's no, Blahaj can't talk. But at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter if you've not built anything before, because like my job here is to try and make things simple enough that I can explain them to you. But if you run into issues, I'm happy to kind of help. You like the password cheese? I like it too. The tab says, if you want to give, if you're like building a game, you want to make a bank type game, you want to store points. Really, really good question. If you want to do it's kind of, hoping I get issues. It's not liking it very much with Minecraft open. Cool, things seem okay. Hopefully you can still hear me. But you can just type in lib.utils.kv, utils, here we go. And this lets you basically store key value pairs such as points. So tab, if you are wanting to have a go at having like a point system, I would really, really recommend you doing that. Utils.kv, there's a guide on the Autocode website. If you go just search for Autocode utils.kv, hopefully, yeah, so you'll get access to this, but there's also documentation here on how to use it. So yeah, I'm a gamer as well. I am. I do play some games. I actually used to be one of the largest Minecraft streamers on Mixer, so that's my claim to fame before Mixer shut down. So yeah, I've got Minecraft open. I'm not going to full screen it because it probably will crash the stream. Actually, screw it. What could possibly go wrong? But here's proof. I have just built a Discord bot. In a couple of minutes, that connects to a game. So here I am in Minecraft, minding my own business. I'm going to put myself in survival. So beautiful. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Discord server. I'm going to use /creeper. And once that runs, we'll see in just a second, hopefully, if I did it right. Well, let's check Discord. So sent it, I think. I should be getting a creeper on my head. But that didn't happen, right? So we can investigate why that didn't happen by checking our logs. And I think it's probably because I've set things wrong. So it's a really obvious thing. But I've got a run project open. Let me just open it real quick. And let me just show you a bit of troubleshooting. We had a lot of troubleshooting yesterday, but this is going to be a really, really quick fix. I know it. So we'll open our project again. We will go and find our event, which Discord will, or Autocode will have conveniently arranged for us. I can look at tools and I can see, oh, it can't read the property of my display name. And that is because I don't have a display name set on Discord. So that's why I'm having problems. And that's like one thing to be aware of as you're coding. Really, really easy to make mistakes where actually your code is fine. But instead, the setup isn't what you're expecting. So I was like, oh, everyone will have a display name. In this case, that's not the case. So actually, let's change this to include the person's username. So let's autocomplete this. It's going to be context.params.event.member.author, I think, .event.member.nickname. Cool. Oh, actually, let's get a username because that's probably a little bit safer. User.username, there. So everyone's going to have a username on Discord, so that's probably a little bit safer. So we can go and include that in here. And we'll save and we'll try again. See you again in a bit though, Matt. Thank you so much for coming. It's been really, really great having you here. Okay, so let's try it again. I'm going to save my code, which means it's already deployed onto the internet. I'm going to go use /creeper, and hopefully it's going to send the command. Here we go. If I come here, oh, I just got blown up by a creeper. So there we go. We just literally connected a Discord server. I'm just going to prove that's not one-off. Like, we just connected a Discord server to a game. Like, I don't know how to code that myself, but like, that's why Autocode is magic. It will mean all of these things that are really difficult to do, you can do in just a couple of minutes. Unfortunately, it doesn't make me any better at Minecraft, but that's okay. So there you go. For the person who asked, how do you like connect to games and stuff? That's how. It's literally that easy. You can find a example snippet, you can go and incorporate it into your Discord bot, and you can do really, really cool things with that. So, friends, you know, we've got half an hour left. Name me something crazy that in that half an hour you would like me to build. And I will build it right here, right now, and show you how to do it. Smart9 says, this is so cool, Minecraft plus Discord. Yeah, and it doesn't just have to be Minecraft. So like one thing that Autocode does natively support is the Halo API. But there's like tons of different stuff. Make a help command. Building Discord bots is fun, I agree. Okay, a help command. A help command is like pretty simple in theory. But I don't know, like, let's start basic and let's make it more advanced. So this is gonna be similar to what I did yesterday. I think the best way of building a help command is to make it a / command, because that means it will autocomplete for people. So that's one of the things when we're building bots we need to think about. What is the way that's gonna work best for everybody? And I think making it so people can like /help so it autocompletes is a really good idea. So we're gonna make a Discord command. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it /help, believe it or not. And then once we have done that, what we're gonna do is I think we should go and send a message which just has our list of commands. So we're going to say await lib, because that's how you access APIs in Autocode. We're going to say .discord, that's how we access the Discord API. We want to go send a message, so I can just actually type in send a message, and it will autocomplete it for me, so that's kind of cool. And I'm going to send it to the channel which we used it in. Now, I think Yuval, it was you earlier, potentially someone else, who asked how we can restrict it to a certain channel. I'll show you in just a second. But I'm going to say to send into the channel which this was used in. So I just press here and type channel. That is what it will autocomplete to. And I'm just going to say, here is some help. Okay, so I'm going to hit save and finish configuring. Now, obviously, this will not work yet. I need to still register it. But let's make it so we've got a very nice looking help command. And some of you, if you got a sneak peek on the other time, you might have seen that you can build embeds using Autocode. The embed builder is really, really cool. If you want to go and build Discord bots, it's omg.ac/embed. Send that in for you now. And what it lets you do is it lets you go and say bot help, for example. It lets you go and build one of these embeds. So I can go and create some fields, and I can say the name of my field is going to be /creeper. It's going to be spawn a creeper on someone's head. And like, we're just typing this manually. Obviously, you, if you had more time, could build a Discord bot which actually automatically populates this. And that would be the next step if you had a really big bot. But as you are just kind of starting, you know, you just want to like manually populate stuff, just because it means that you've got a little bit more control over it, and it means you can get stuff done faster, and then you can adapt it to be better later. So send a picture of Ryan Swift to Discord, and I'll do one more. We can say !Rickroll, which is what we made last time. Didn't get DMCA'd, which is good. And the value is going to be Rickroll your server. Okay, so we've created this. Once you've got your embed, just click View Code, and then you can just copy the code which is generated here. And that is literally how easy it is to make a help command, Yuval. Obviously, this is very much a manual command, in that I've just created manually, but you could definitely populate it, but it's going to look nice. And if I hit save, I need to go on the command builder and register /help, and it's going to be get help. But now if I save that, that is live now. That is going to be live right now. So if I use /help, hopefully, we're going to see. Oh, hang on. /help is another command I've already built. So help too, because we've already got a help command on a server for other stuff. But you know, you wouldn't have a problem. Your test server isn't just for that. So if I do /help2, there we go, get help. It's gonna go and send us a nice little message, hopefully. Oh, no handlers found. Super easy mistake for me to make. It's, I need to do something a little bit different. Let me just fix that real quick. Help2, save trigger. The music is from soundstripe.com. If anyone who's wondering, it's actually the same music library MLH use for everything. So yeah, now if I do /help2, I just built a help command friend. Hopefully it's gonna work. It's gonna send the command, it's gonna think, and well, something didn't quite work there. Well, let's see if I can work out why. So let's debug. If I hit help, it looks like this was never called. Okay, well that's a worry. So let's refresh and just make sure everything's updated. And let's also just like view this code here. This looks fine. This looks like it should work. So our command is gonna be our event trigger help2. I'm gonna save trigger. I also think one more thing that it is worth me bearing in mind is that actually there's a better way of doing this. If I do lib.discord.response, create initial response, I actually want this code. So let me just do that right now. But yeah, I like this music. It's kind of whenever I do streaming, it's kind of the same little playlist I have. If you were at Nip Party last time, you might recognize this music. So it's very, very kind of the same stuff. Cool. So I think if I put a wait there we go. We have a working help command now, friend. Sometimes when you're building stuff, especially when you're doing it live, you run into problems. So there we go. It went and made it so that I now get my help. So Yuval, that's how you build a help command. Obviously, this is a very simple one, but what I will do is I will go and let me make a snippet real quick so you can have the code. Oh, it won't work because I'm on stream. But I can send you the code afterwards. I'll put it in the Discord server so you can have a go at building that yourself. Why do I use response? That is an amazing question, Yuval. So if you just go and send a message using message.create, which is what auto-completes to when you type in send a message, it isn't joined on to your command here. So Discord doesn't know the two are connected. Whereas if you use response, it'll kind of handle it for you. Like it'll connect the two. It's like a reply almost. So it just knows to reply to the command and just creating a message that is just a little bit out of context. Another reason why it's really cooler, Yuval, is that if I do await lib.discord.interaction, there is a thing called a ephemeral response. So let me show you how this works. I'll just copy paste this first line of code here and I'll paste it over this. So this is just me changing it from just a response to an ephemeral response. Now the really cool thing about this, Yuval, and why responses are cool and better than just using message.create sometimes, is it lets me make it so this response is actually only being sent to me. So actually no one else on the Discord server, that didn't work probably because I screwed up some code, but anyway, the response isn't sent to anyone else on the Discord server. And that means, it's not gonna get super spammy when someone is using /help, which is exactly what we wanna see. So that's really, really cool. Is there any documentation for Autocode? Yes, there is. We're currently in the process of making it that little bit better. But if you go to docs.autocode.com, you should see a kind of big list of docs if it loads. Here we go. So these are kind of like the technical docs, Jay. If you are looking to learn though, Autocode, what I recommend you doing instead is going to community at this tab here and then clicking guides. Because actually we have a ton of step-by-step guides there on how to crawl websites and how to avoid timeout errors and how to build using select menus. And I think one thing that has been asked a lot of times is, oh my God, how do I build a music bot? If I scroll up, I should be able to find that just here. Yeah, make a music bot, says Central. And again, like building a music bot on stream, I don't have enough time to build a whole music bot. That's a huge job. But what you can do actually is if you go to this link, you'll actually see at the very, very top of this page, how to build a free Discord music bot with Node.js. And so if you click this guide, in about 15 minutes, it will walk you through from scratch how to build your very own Discord music bot. And if you do have problems, we also have a video presented by me, which is why it doesn't really make sense for me to go and teach it now. We actually already have a video for it, which will guide you through step by step exactly what you need to do to build your very own Discord bot, and which is a music bot. And it does really cool stuff. It connects to YouTube and like downloads the music and all that kind of stuff. So if you're still interested in building that, that is exactly how you do that. Okay, friends, bot keeps going offline. How do I set times to be the bot online? Smart mind, your bot shouldn't go offline Like your bot should just stay online. Like Autocode is serverless, so actually your bot status is in many ways fake. You just choose what it wants to be, what you want it to be. If you remember earlier in the stream, I used this to go and set it to watching Blahage, which it's still doing. So that's like one thing. But if it's going offline, you probably just have some code which is setting your bot status. So just like dig for that. Otherwise, this snippet, if you just go to the Autocode snippet page, so autocode.com/snippets, or /snippet even, you will see at the very, very kind of top is this. It's like the most asked for snippet. And so that's the code you want to go and just install into your project. How do you restrict a bot to a particular server? Yes, I can show that now. So let's make it so the !Ryan command only works in this Global Hack Week channel. Because as much as I love Ryan Swift, I don't need him involved, like invading Goostopia, for example. So the way in which we do that is actually really simple. If I go and find my Ryan prefix command, so message.create.prefix, and it'll be Ryan. Okay, so before we even think about the Autocode specific stuff, let's think about JavaScript and just programming in general. So does anyone know, like, if we want to do a check to see, if something is the case, so if I'm in the right channel, for example, what kind of bit of code would we use for that? What's that called? Does anyone know? Because there's a very specific thing which I suspect a lot of you will be aware of. And in Autocode, it's no different from regular programming. You want to just write one of those things. So I'll let people type in chat, but it is, if you didn't get it, an if statement. So we are going to go and write an if statement to go and say, if the person is using this command in the right channel, then do this. Otherwise, well, we'll do nothing, okay? So let's go and say if, and then autocomplete is actually going to really help us here. So we can just type in context.params.event. I'm just hitting tab. And I don't really know like what I need to do to get the channel's ID. But if we look on here and we scroll up and down, you'll see actually we can get the channel ID, and this is the channel ID which the command was used in. So I can just click this and it's going to autocomplete for me. So if the channel ID is equal to, so double equal to, so if the channel ID is equal to, well, my channel which I want people to be able to use Ryan's command in. So this is going to be the Global Hack Week channel. If you've not already, you'll want to go and enable Discord developer mode to get to this next step. So to do that, click at the top corner where it says your server's name. No, actually, sorry. Click on the little cog icon at the bottom even, next to your name. And I think it's under Appearance or Advanced, maybe. Yeah, under Advanced, there's an option to turn on developer mode. So you'll need to do that to do this. But then what you can do actually is as simple as just right-clicking the channel, copy ID, and then just saying if it's equal to that channel ID, and then just like a regular if statement, do this, otherwise do nothing. And that's literally how easy it is to go and add that little bit of code. You just do it like you would with regular JavaScript. There's nothing super fancy. The big fancy thing is Autocode will pass in the data like for channel ID for you, and it'll autocomplete it for you as well. So now if I go and do !Ryan, just like before, I should be getting a Ryan Swift, but if I then go into Goostopia, which is where I keep my geese, these are some geese, as you can see. Blahage, what is your opinion on geese? Blahage doesn't like geese. And if I go and do !Ryan, absolutely nothing will happen. And just to prove this, and it's not just broken, I can actually just add an if statement eval, and I can say await lib.discord, and I can go and send a message to a channel which it was used in, and I can go and say, no Ryans in this channel. Sorry, fam. And like literally it's that simple. So if I now go and use it in this channel, I'm gonna get a little error saying no Ryans. I might still be deploying. Yep, no Ryans in this channel. But if I go back to Global Hack Week, Ryan Swift is gonna be back. And you can also, you can still use emojis and all of this as well. So like I bought Ryan 19 Blahages. So I'm gonna, add 19. I didn't, it was all of us, but I was supposed to send them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's about 19. So you can just use emojis like normal as well. Yeah, Yuval, it is super, super easy. And like, it's one of those things where it feels like it's gonna be really difficult to add, but in practice, not at all. Can a bot broadcast a message to all of your added friends on Discord? This is a great question, SmartMind. The answer is that bots can send DMs. So you can send DMs with a bot, but there is a couple of restrictions. So if your bot isn't in a server with a person, for example, it's unlikely they'll be able to DM in a server with like the person. So you can't do it for your friends, but what you can do is you can almost have like the bot's own friend list, and like, which is a server, and then the bot can like DM people, which is like as easy as just saying await lib.discord and then just DM, and it'll be send a DM. It is that simple, but you just the bot needs access to the person, so to do that they'll need to be in the same server. How do I use emojis? I have a touch bar Mac, so I was just using my touch bar, but you can just copy paste them in. Is the easiest way. Although if you actually are still in autocomplete, so if I just send a message again, you actually can just click here as well, and you've got like a little emoji pop up. So that's also how you can use emojis. It's like magic. Bazinga. Okay, so I've gone and then answered that question. I've got about 15 minutes left. Is there anything else that people would like to see how to build if you're a bit stuck on building stuff? Or if you have any other questions you'd like me to go and delve in and answer for you? Because, this stream is not one of those streams where I'm like, here's how to build a specific thing from start to finish. We have a great YouTube channel full of that kind of stuff. This is mainly an option for you to go and an opportunity to go and get your questions answered. Can a bot select individuals to send a message? So your bot can only send messages as itself. That's just a Discord limitation. It's like if people could send messages as anyone, that would be a problem. But it can send a message to whoever you decide to. So Autocode is kind of like Discord building low code. Yeah, pretty much. It's like designed to be a much easier way of like building Discord bots and other stuff like Twitch bots and APIs and stuff. And by having like an autocomplete to make your life a lot easier, so you don't have to write all the difficult code. By providing like free hosting, so you don't have to go and pay for all of that kind of yourself. Version control to some extent is also included. And yeah, this is a great question, which I'll answer in just a second, friend. So like, yeah, we only support JavaScript currently, that is correct. But yeah, let me just show you, you can absolutely just select an individual person. So if I just make a prefix command, so I make a Discord, which is just going to be dm.create. Oh, sorry, it's going to be prefix. I'm just going to go and say dm. I'm just going to make this dm me. So I can say await lib.discord and say send a DM. And yeah, send a DM to a user by user ID. I can just put the user ID. I can just get my user ID. I can include that. That's probably the easiest way. So copy ID. And the content is just going to be a hello from Global Hack Week. And then probably let's go and get a little emoji. Also needs a shark emoji, I think. There's definitely like a lack of shark emoji here. So let's go and fix that real quick. Much better. And finish configuring. And now, if I go and use !DM, I will get, in theory, a DM from my bot. It might take a little bit. And if I don't get one, I can check my logs to see what went wrong. So that's kind of like how that looks. It looks like I tried to use it before it deployed. So there's a couple of seconds. So that's just something to be a little bit aware of. But yeah, so cannot send messages to this user. That's something you do need to be aware of. If the person doesn't have DMs turned on for the server, then it's not going to work. So like that is something you really, really need to be aware of. Like you can't DM people who have the DMs turned off. Your bots can't override permissions or anything like that. But like if I do allow it, then the bot should, here we go, be able to DM me saying hello from Global Hack Week. So there you go. That's how you send a DM. To go and send to multiple users, really, really simple. All you want to do is just add a loop here with all the person's user IDs, which you can populate however. I'm really glad this is helpful. Can a Discord bot work outside of Discord, like on a domain? No, Discord bots are designed to work inside Discord. But you know, if you are building your own little chat architecture, like Autocode just supports being called as a webhook. So in theory, you could just like, if you're building your own chat system, you could hook into Autocode that way and still use all the magical stuff. And yes, we only support JavaScript currently at this time. So yes. Doobadoobadoo. Okay. How do I invite people to a server? So this is a question which actually I don't have to deal with this very often. So I don't always know off the top of my head. But I know a group of people who do know this. And that is our community heroes. So if you're not already in the Autocode Discord server, I would really recommend joining. It's discord.gg/Autocode. If you head in there, there is a whole community of people who are like here and willing to help you out. And so if you get stuck, it's a great place, first of all, to go and, you know, search for something like invite bot, see if I can work out how to invite the bot. And here we go. This is how you invite the bot. So you put your bot ID here in and it all works. So if you've got questions, it's a great place to ask as well. Obviously, I'm on the Global Hack Week server this week, but it's also just if you want a little bit of kind of more detailed. There's literally tens, if not hundreds, if not millions of messages, tens of thousands, if not millions of messages. So that link, which you just put in chat, will only work if you're in the Autocode Discord server, but that is how you can go and invite your bot to multiple servers. You can absolutely do that. Okay, we've got 10 minutes left, friends. Any other questions? Anything else you would like me to add to my bot before I go crazy and add something just completely random? Because like there's snippets which can do a lot of different things. There's snippets which can, delete every single message. There's actually this, which I think is really cool, which is a snippet which in itself contains an entire economy system. I think someone mentioned building a bank game earlier. Well, this snippet would actually be a really good starting point. And if you are looking to actually go and build something a bit bigger, you can check apps as well, which is just in the same place, explore and then apps. And all you got to do is, install one of these and then you can modify all the code as well. So that's really, really cool. Can you show us how to add Subbubble? Subbubble is just my test bot, so you can't really add it to other servers just because it has lots and lots of test commands and it's only designed to work in this server. So when you are building Discord bots, that is something to think about. Is this going to work in one server? Is it going to work in multiple? And then making sure you're not making it so it won't work. So Subbubble will only work in mine. But your bot to invite it to other servers, I sent a link. You just want to go and follow the instructions there on that link, friend. Smart Mind, great question. How do I make a Discord bot which lets you go and see a list of challenges completed by each Global Hack Week user? So here's the thing. When we're building bots, then we need access to a piece of data, right? And, there isn't an API. As far as I know, back in the day, there used to be an API when we had leaderboards for Global Hack Week and Local Hack Day to go and get the a list of people's scores. So you used to be able to do that. But nowadays, I don't think that data is available because you just get an email saying you've completed these challenges, you did really well, and here is your score. So if you are building something, if you don't have access to the data, it's going to be pretty difficult to build it. And I think this is probably Smart Mind, one of those cases where you don't have access to the data. So it's very easy to go and make it so, we can get a list of challenges for the day using exclamation mark challenges, because that's public. It's not per user. It's not behind a login screen or anything like that. It's very easy to scrape, but we can't really go and scrape everyone's emails because we don't have access to everyone's emails, right? To go and see which ones they have completed. But, if you're creating something cool for your guild, you can always take it to the next step. And, I can show you a cool thing on the Autocode server. I built this using Autocode where it's we have a bot review process, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. And, this is all built using Autocode where you've got drop-down menus, you've got claim and unclaim. So you could make a drop-down menu on your server where people can tick off as they complete each and every, challenge, for example. And you could auto-populate that based on scraping the website. So yeah, you could definitely do that, Smart Mind, but getting it automatically is going to be pretty challenging. Also, this is a good time just for me to go and plug. If you didn't know, Autocode does also own a Discord bot list. It's called bot.gg. I'm going to send a link in chat right now. It's also brand new, so if you have just built a Discord bot and you're building something really cool at Global Hack Week, and you would like to share it with the world, I'd actually really recommend summoning it to bot.gg. The reason I would do that is, if you've made something you're really proud of and you want other people to use it, getting it added to a bot list such as bot.gg is a really, really good kind of way of doing that. So, if you're building a bot and you want to take it to the next level, I'm always here to talk, if you want to have tips and tricks on features to add. But, you also need to go and get its name out there, and bot.gg is a really great way of doing that. Okay, someone has asked me to go and add some memes and jokes. Okay, I think we can finish that there. Brian Swift is a meme in himself, but sure. So let's go on snippets. So let's see if it is a meme snippet. Knowing the Autocode community, I strongly suspect there will be. Yes. So this one is pretty cool. I'm not going to do this one on stream because I don't know what's going to come up. But this actually pulls memes from Reddit and sends them into your Discord server. Now, I have no idea if there's any filter on the memes it pulls from Reddit, so I'm not going to go and use that on the online stream in case that, it has something that would scare Blahaj away. We do not want to scare Blahaj. Blahaj is, Blahaj, I don't want to scare you. But, there's tons of different ones. So there's an easy meme command, which is cool. Meme / command. And there's also this one, which someone who used to be a member of the Autocode team built, which actually lets you generate your own memes using Autocode. So that's kind of crazy. Let me go add this and show you it. So you can actually generate images using Autocode. How old is Blahaj? This is my OG Blahaj. He's like 4 or 5 years old now. He's getting old. I don't know how old that is in Blahaj years, but now there is a national or international Blahaj shortage. I'd say it's pretty old, but poor Blahaj. But yeah, I've installed this meme snippet, and this will, if I run it, actually go and generate a meme. Now, I'm just gonna work out how this works. Yeah, if I hit run, so this is not even it's not even hooked into Discord currently. It's just hooked into your browser, but this will just do magical stuff and it will generate a meme. Presuming it's working, you know, sometimes older stuff does break sometimes, but I think this should be fine. I'll give it a second. Yeah, Ryan Swift is indeed a meme friend. A bot that shares wallpapers really would help him out. Yeah, you could definitely build that using Autocode. You can actually, I've not really had time to show it, but while this runs and it does its thing, I will just kind of show you it. We do have a thing that lets you go and connect to Google Sheets. And so you can actually, in fact, going over on the Autocode YouTube channel is a better way of me doing this. Google Sheets is a great way of storing data if you don't want to spin up an entire database. And we have this reaction rules video here. Actually tells you all about how to connect to Google Sheets. The entire series does. And so if you do want to go and like store a list of wallpapers, for example, you can hook it into Google Sheets just by doing await lib.googlesheets. And then you can go and like, you know, you retrieve data from it. You can go and insert data into it, just like literally like a MySQL database in many ways. And so if you don't want to spin up your own database and you just want to build something quick and hacky, you know, I know what people are like at hackathons. Sometimes that's what you want to do. Then like literally it is that easy. And also just to show you one final thing, I've closed the meme thing by accident, but just to kind of show you, you can also host websites on Autocode too. So if you are kind of building and you want quick and easy web hosting, that is totally supported. But Autocode's API support is pretty cool. So let's very quickly build an API. A bot which gives hackathons and programs run by MLH. Cool. I have 5 minutes left. Let's go and build not a bot because I don't have time, but let's build an API for MLH hackathons in 5 minutes. So I've got 5 minutes, I can do it. This is my last session officially this Global Hack Week, but I'm gonna be chilling in Discord UVal, so I might be in like VCs and stuff. But yeah, let's do this in 5 minutes that I have left. Let's go and build it so we got an API to go and get hackathons. So this is a HTTP request. We wanna go and scrape things. So we're gonna go and say await lib.scraper, or crawler even, and we wanna go and scrape a website. Okay, whew. Let's now go on to mlh.io/events, I believe is the URL we need. And let's take a look at what this page looks like. Here we go. And we want to go and scrape this web page. Phew, so I don't know how to scrape this. This is me going in blind. I have not planned this, so I don't know how to do this. But let's get a list of, and this is going to get every single event, so we're going to have to do some sorting. We can get a list of this. So we want to go get .class inner. So we're going to get everything that has a class of inner. And I want to go and just turn it into text. Okay, and then, yeah, that works. So let's hit finished. And then let's just say, instead of this, we're going to say let events equals this. And then let's just say return events. And now, if I hit run, let's see what happens. Oh, and thank you everyone who's like being super chill and saying they like the streams. I really, really do appreciate that. I love Global Hack Week. It's great to like come and hang out with you all. If I run this, cool. I have just built a Discord API, or like an API, which I'll send here now, which goes and lets you, obviously it's a bit yucky data currently, but it goes and lets you get a list of events. So let's go and make this one tiny bit less yucky, and let me just make it so it's getting a list of event names. So it's gonna be all the events happening this season. Well, I can go and do that on I'll do it in a new one so you can see kind of the evolution. So we'll use sorry, this will just be a HTTP request still, and we'll just go and scrape. So we'll do await lib.discord or lib.crawler, and we'll go and scrape from here. We'll use the same URL, but the selected query this time is going to be .event name. It's going to be text, and it's going to be for this page. And I think if I've done this right, because I'm doing this live without preparing it, so it's always a little bit difficult. But I think event names, I believe I have just built an API which will go and give you a list of MLH events. You might get an error saying just because it might be rate limited or something, so that's kind of normal, Jay. Like, If you're building something for real and not fast, you'll want to add like things to make it crash less, but this should work now. Let me show you. This should get us a list of upcoming hackathons. Yeah, so you go. Here is a API endpoint, which contains a list of hackathons. And we built it in about 3 minutes. So yeah. Which name do I prefer, Global Hack Week or Local Hack Day? I actually prefer Regional Blahage Year, but that name wasn't particularly popular with everyone, so we've gone with Global Hack Week, unfortunately. But I personally think Blahage should be in the name of everything. But yeah, that is basically time for me. We just managed to build APIs and Discord bots and everything in an hour. We just did tons of cool stuff. Remember, this is available as a VOD. I've been going super fast to go and try and get your questions answered. And yeah, I've been typing lightning fast. I am in the Discord server for the entire week still. So if you need help with your Discord bots or you just want to chat and meme, you know, people think I'm actually old. I'm not. I actually only graduated like a week ago. So like, I get it when you're at a hackathon and you're new to things. Like, I am here to support you, so head over to the Ask Autocode channel on the MLH server. I am more than happy to kind of help you out. Rosendo's also going to help us out. If you've not used Autocode yet, you can go and click that link in chat right now to go and try it out. And just seriously, thank you to everyone who has come. I really, you know, please tweet us using @Autocode, hashtag Global Hack Week, nearly said Local Hack Day there, and @JackVegan. I'd love to see your creations. I'd love to hear what you thought of this stream. And I guess it's time for Global Hack Day today. So with that, you know, I will see you at some point in the near future. But do me a favor, friends, if you see the one and only Ryan Swift on stream, you know, then I want you to go and send lots of melons in chat. But if you see a special guest who is not Ryan Swift, then I want you to go and send all of the shark emojis into Twitch chat for me, okay? So that's what I want you to go and do. When you see people come on stream, when you see Mary and potentially someone else, go and send those amazing shark emojis on stream. I will see you next stream, which is not going to be a Global Hack Week. But yeah, definitely check us out, autocode.com, and have a great one, friends. Happy hacking.